welcome to Smashterpieces, a casual walk through the history of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate roster. My name is Joe.
And my name is Melanie.
And if you're new here, what we are doing is we are playing one game for every character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from 1984's Duck Hunt 2. That game you played in elementary school, but you don't really remember what it's called, but like, it taught you something, probably the alphabet? I don't know. Who can say?
You don't remember Rita Rabbit?
I didn't play Rita Rabbit in elementary school.
Oh, dude. Rita Rabbit was... I don't remember what Rita Rabbit was.
Well, it's a good thing that this episode is not about Rita Rabbit, then. That'll be a future episode. This episode is about the game representing fighter number 11, Sly Cooper. This is 2002's Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus for the PlayStation 2. One of my favorite games of all time.
I was about to say, like, you have been, like, the longest time stand for this game.
I've probably beaten this game more times than I've beaten any other game on Earth, because I can do it in, like, 2.5 hours. I love this game a lot.
It was good. There's something about, like, this era of platforming that, like, really works for me. So, platformers like this, really the only one, like, in recent days that I can think of is Astrobot. At least in terms of, like, the big budget space. Obviously, indies will make, like, every genre that exists, but...
Yeah, indies, you still got, like, Hat in Time and Ukulele and all that stuff.
Well, so those aren't really as much the linear levels as this one is. I really like that. Like, collectathons are kind of their whole own genre over there with kind of more open world-ish levels. I open world, like, in quotes, because I'm talking about, like, Banjo-Kazooie in that regard. But, like, I like that these are linear levels that still have secrets in them to find. That was something that really appealed to me in particular. And that's kind of just exactly the kind of game Astrobot is, which is why it was, like, my favorite game of last year, pretty much. Well, it would have been if there wasn't a Sonic game last year, but... there's just something about this genre that really hits for me, and I think it's a little bit because it can feel skillful to play this game and really get good at it, which I would not say that I'm skilled at this game, especially because it was the first time that I was playing it, but there were times where it's like I would figure out how to use, like, I don't know the proper name for it, but, like, hitting the circle button to kind of lock Sly onto specific landing points.
The spire jump.
The spire jump, yeah. Like, figuring out how to just barely get within the range of a spire jump to use it to kind of move a little more quickly with speedrun proficiency. Like, that's the kind of stuff that really appeals to me. And this game has a ton of that. So... I actually found myself, I got the Platinum Trophy, which means that I did 10 of the Thief Sprints, so, like...
Which is no easy task.
No, it's really not.
So those are so hard that the game does not include them within the 100% completion.
Yeah, and even for the Platinum Trophy, they knew better than to tell you to get all of them, so... But, like, optimizing my way through it and figuring it out like that was actually really fun. Sly's moveset is really cool.
Sly is a lot of fun to move around with. The idea that they went with, well, why, like, you don't need to memorize all this really complicated input to do the really cool thief moves that Sly can do. It's the circle button is the context-sensitive button.
Which is... good and bad, because that means that for the special abilities, like everything on triangle, like there's too many fucking things that are on triangle that you just kind of have to cycle through a menu to get to.
See, I don't use any of the triangle moves ever, personally. I know the roll is like a big speedrunner thing. They really like the roll.
The roll kind of ended up being the only one that I did use, and I wanted to experiment with the others, but it just wasn't fun cycling through them to try to find the one that I wanted.
This is probably one of the few games where I can say I am really good at it. I'm not a speedrunner. I only know one speedrun technique, or one speedrun trick, like a skip, but I can't do it. I've never been able to do it. But I know of it, which is there's a way to, once you get in the second half of the first world, You can just glitch Slaigh into the cannon that shoots him into the boss.
Oh my god.
And you can just skip all the levels on that side, which includes the crabs. So, you know.
Love that.
That's fun. I also just know a lot of like weird minutia about how this game works, which the crabs reminded me to bring that up because this game's got some mini games in it, and that's a result of the era.
Every time Murray is on screen, I hate this game.
Like all of the mini games are bad. They're all bad. I like Down Home Cooking that one still doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me now, I mean, because I'm really, really good at that level, and it hasn't given me problems in years, but that level still sucks.
Yeah. No, there are no good minigames in this game. They're all really bad.
The races are especially bad.
They're so bad!
They are so bad that no game from here on has you driving the van ever again.
They knew better! Oh my god. Like, these races are the kinds of things. So I think often about how I watched a GDQ run once of a game called I Wanna Be the Bashi, which was it's inspired by I Wanna Be the Guy, and it was made by someone who played I Wanna Be the Guy and was like, I can do harder than that. And I remember the speedrunners talking about this one part of the game that there is a frame perfect jump that you have to make to progress, and it's like literally you need to time it exactly perfectly down to the frame, or else you just won't get across. You'll die. And the runner explains that it's like he talked to the game developer about like, why is that frame perfect? Why did you make it like that? And the developer answered that he designed the level, he tested it once, and it worked. So he was just like, no need to test it again. And that's what the mini games in Slaigh feel like.
That Jesus Christ. They're not good. And it sucks that like so much of the last world is like 50% awful minigames.
Oh my god, yeah, that was really deflating.
The lava slugs are one of my least favorite parts of the entire game. That part sucks so much.
Once you get to Russia, I just kind of think the game's bad from there. I don't even like the final boss.
I like climbing up the tower. I think that's a really fun final obstacle course. And the final boss doesn't bother me anymore, again, just because I'm really good at it now. Mm-hmm. But like, I've played this game enough that I know all the weird things you can do in all the minigames, except for the races. I still, when I do, it's a fucking toss-up whether I finish the race on the first try or not, even now. Because I don't think there are tricks to learn. It's just, oh, did you get lucky and the AI just fucking gave up for a second? And
so, like, there are tricks to learn, and I only learned them because I played, like, the PS5 version, which was an emulator that I could rewind. Like, nice. Literally, like, that's the only reason I finished this game, because if I didn't do that, and I think that's why I've tried playing Slaigh before, and I never got through the first world, and I think that's why. I think it was because as soon as I got to the fucking minigames, then I was done.
Well, there's only one minigame in the first world.
That's all it takes.
And it's the crabs, which I've also gotten extremely good at the crabs, and I even know tricks like, for anybody that does not know, this level is, there's a bunch of treasure chests that fall down, and for some reason you've got to shoot like 40 of them. It's never explained outside of that's just what you got to do. And there are crabs that come out of these pipes, and they grab the chests and they try to bring them into the pipes with them, and if one gets one into the pipe, you lose. If you shoot a crab while it is halfway into a pipe with a chest, not only does the crab die, the chest breaks immediately in one shot. And that's a trick you can take to the bank, kids. It's a very risky trick, but it works 100% of the time. Yeah, it's just like the sniping levels with Murray they don't bother me anymore. They're just boring because I know where everything's going to come from. Like, I've memorized I play those levels on autopilot now because I know them that well. But I think the races are by far the worst.
Yeah, they're really bad.
Yeah, anytime you are put in control of the van, it is the worst part of the game.
Yeah,
easily.
And it's like, I get it. Like, I have some games that I remember from that era that I'm really good at. That, like, they're jank and stupid and bad. And, like, I defended Sonic Adventure 2. I get it. No, fuck that.
This series is my Sonic Adventure series.
You all saw me play Sonic Heroes.
But, yeah, I can finish this game in about 2.5 hours. My roommate Ben, who was on the Animal Crossing and Super Mario World episodes, is also a very big fan of the Sly Cooper series, possibly bigger than I am. We did a race one time, and it was neck and neck for the entirety of the game. I only lost because I made a single mistake during the final platforming challenge of the final boss.
Oh my god.
But, like, even then, we finished maybe 15 seconds apart. Like, we're both pretty damn good at this game.
It sounds like this game for you is a lot like how Zero Mission was for me, where it's like when I streamed Zero Mission, like, I was just, like, stunting, basically.
Kind of. I have a memory of, and this was unlocked shortly before we started, this just unlocked in my brain. I have a memory of setting up a camcorder pointed at my TV and recording an entire playthrough of Sly 1. And then I believe at some point Ben and I did a Let's Play of Sly 1. So that might be somewhere. I don't recommend finding it.
You could submit that recording of your playthrough to speedrun.com.
We're talking like...
No, you could find it now and submit it.
We're talking like middle school, and it wasn't even my camcorder.
You could find it now.
That tape is probably gone forever. That tape's probably been recorded over like 7 times by now. And, like, I played the shit out of this game as a kid. I got extremely good at the bosses. I'm especially good at Mugshot now, even though that boss is nonsensical. To this day, I still don't actually know in-universe what you are doing. I don't know why flipping those mirrors destroys his guns. I don't understand. To this fucking day. But it does. And especially that third... phase, which is by far the easiest phase, but like that's where you mentioned getting really good at being able to figure out the exact like furthest distance you can be in the ninja spire landing still registering. That's where I learned how to do that for sure, so I can finish that phase extremely quickly. I'm pretty all right at Raleigh. That boss isn't that hard, and it also isn't very complicated. I'm very good at Panda King, even though he is by far the easiest boss in the game, in my opinion.
Panda King is weird because the first time that I did it, I like didn't get it, I guess, and it took me forever and I hated it. And then because PlayStation emulation stuff's save system is really fucky and I lost a ton of progress, I had to do it again. And that time I just kind of went for it and kind of got more aggressive, and it worked out way better that time, and I ended up having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I have that fight down to a fucking science. I could probably do that fight with my eyes closed if I tried, but I've never tried. Maybe. I don't want to. Ms. Ruby, I really like as a fight. It was my favorite fight as a kid. It's a weird gimmick fight.
It's novel, but like I'm kind of a rhythm game freak, so it was a little dull to me.
Well, fun fact. If you want a real challenge with Ms. Ruby, you go play on the HD collection, where that fight is broken because the music is desynced. And every time you die, it gets more desynced. This was never fixed.
That, in fact, does not sound fun, and I don't plan on doing that.
It sucked.
I'm good. I think I can live without that.
It is why, when Sony put these games up on their service, the first thing I asked was, is Ms. Ruby still broken?
Well, that's because it's not based on the HD collection. It's just a ROM running in an emulator.
Thank God, which means it works correctly.
Yeah.
Which means people can play the correct version of that fight fucking for the first time since whenever the HD collection came out. I'm now looking it up. But that fight used to be my favorite fight as a kid, which is why I was extremely fucking angry when it was broken in the HD collection. But I think nowadays Panda King is, just because I can get through it so easily, he's probably my favorite fight in the game. And he also makes you feel the coolest because you're dodging all of his... It's like, his moves aren't very complicated. They're not that hard to dodge, and he...
Oh, they're really not. It's actually kind of weird that was such a late game boss.
And he telegraphs them, like, so thoroughly, but it still makes you feel pretty cool when you dodge Fiery Wheel. Like, I feel pretty cool when I do that still. And, yeah. They're fine. The boss fights are fine.
Yeah.
And as you have learned, the games significantly change from there.
Yeah, I've only gotten through, like, the first world of Slaigh 2, but I don't like this as an open world game.
Did you finish the first world? Did you finish Paris?
I can't remember if I've done the heist or not. I know that I was at the heist at least, but I can't remember if I did it.
See, I really like Slaigh 2 and 3 because they kind of turned it into a, well, now you're doing jobs in the service of preparing for a heist that then you get to pull off at the end. And also, they make Murray a character that I like to see. Murray rules in Slaigh 2 and 3. He's best.
A completely different character, and he's way better for it.
A completely different character. Same voice actor and everything still, but, like, they took him from being, like, this cowardly little, oh, man, oh, God, here I go, to being like, I'm gonna fuck this shit up, let's go.
It's a lot better. But, like, the open world of it just kind of detracts from that thing that I liked, of just, like, really figuring out the speedrun proficiency kind of stuff.
There's still moments where it's like, all right, here's an obstacle course. Like, I was telling you earlier about Slaigh 3, and how Slaigh 3's big moment is it hands you here is a fucking 15-minute obstacle course. Go.
That sounds really good.
And it's like every fucking skill you've ever used as Slaigh, you have to use it here. And it's fucking rad.
Like the Grandmaster Galaxy kind of thing. That sounds really good.
Kind of. I wouldn't say as hard as Grandmaster Galaxy, but yeah, it's basically supposed to be like, here's the final test. How good did you get with like the spire landing and timing swings and doing the rail slide and all this stuff.
That's good. I like that.
And it's just a lot of fun. It's also aesthetically extremely cool. And it's why a lot of people like to believe that the series ends there. Because it's a very good ending. And while I don't think Slaigh 4 is bad, it's also not great.
For better or worse, I'm not going to be able to play Slaigh 4 because it's not available on PlayStation 5 in any form.
Yep, because it's locked to the PlayStation 3. Therefore, it will never be playable on anything ever again.
And Vita.
Oh, right. I forgot there was a fucking Vita version.
I guess, so I do have PlayStation Plus Platinum, so I guess I can play it over the cloud streaming thing, which is not as bad as you'd think, actually.
I mean, I guess.
In the absence of literally any other option, I might try it. It's acceptable.
But also the narratives of 2 and 3 do a good job of sort of putting themselves together. Like, Slaigh 2 is all about collecting the Clockwork parts to make sure that Clockwork never gets to come back, which is, like, done really well. And especially Unfortunately, I hate to tell you this, but if you didn't like the final boss of Slaigh 1, the final boss of Slaigh 2 is worse.
Cool.
In a lot of similar ways.
Great. Neat.
I haven't replayed Slaigh 2 all the way through in years. I still need to do that. But then Slaigh 3 is about the Cooper Vault, and basically you find out about this vault from somebody who used to run with Sly's dad, and when you get to the island where the vault is, you find out that somebody else has already set up shop there and like set up an entire fort and is desperately trying to get in and has been trying to get in for years. And the conclusion that Slaigh comes to is that like me, Bentley, and Murray are not going to be enough to pull off a heist that gets me into this vault. So we need to go like around the world and collect a bunch more people. And it even has a Persona 5 style opener where like you're doing the heist at the start and people cool. Like the members of the gang are talking to you, but like they're silhouettes and it's not showing who's who, but you can hear their voices. Like almost 1-to-1 now that I think about it.
I wonder where Persona got the idea.
I mean, maybe.
Almost certainly not. But
probably not. Slaigh is a Western game.
It's nice to imagine, though.
Yeah, Slaigh 3 is pretty much almost universally agreed to be the best game of the series. It's the game that, like you talked about when you started playing Slaigh 2, not on air obviously, but like when you started playing Slaigh 2, you talked about how like it's interesting that game existed in a pre-Assassin's Creed world because Assassin's Creed is just like Cooper.
Oh yeah.
This is down to the point where Slaigh 3 did pirate ship naval combat first.
Oh my god, that's insane. Yeah, Slaigh 2, it is the same video game as like the early Assassin's Creeds, which is wild because it came first.
Like there is no doubt I don't know if they've ever been asked about it, and I doubt they would deny it. Slaigh 2 and 3 absolutely 100% had huge amounts of influence on the Assassin's Creed series.
Oh, for sure. It's way too blatant.
Like there even down to the part where the Cooper line is basically the Ezio family.
Yeah.
Like it's the same concept even. But like Slaigh 3 includes a lot of minigames, but they feel a little bit more polished. They're still not like as good as the regular game, but like there's nothing that feels as bad as the races in Slaigh 1.
They are so bad.
And like I kind of miss Slaigh. Because, obviously, after Slaigh 3, Sucker Punch did not pick him up again. Slaigh 3 was the final game made by them, and then they moved on to make Infamous, which I was not a big fan of. It was one of the first games I bought when I got a PS3 because I liked Sly Cooper so much, and I wanted to see Sucker Punch's next thing, and I didn't enjoy it. And despite buying it at launch, I have not played Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'd like it fine. There's a Sly Cooper set of armor in that game, which is kind of cool. A good throwback.
I honestly really respect that Sucker Punch is just like they don't want to get typecast into what kind of games they develop. Like they made Sly and then they had their fill and they moved on to Infamous and then they had their fill and now they're on Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yotei and someday they'll have their fill and move on to something else. Like I like that because otherwise you get studios like Naughty Dog that just remake Uncharted over and over and over again and swap out the characters for a new story.
Sorry, they don't remake Uncharted over and over again. They remake The Last of Us over and over again.
And there's rumors they're about to remake it again.
Sure are. But like, I miss Sly Cooper, and I wish Sony would do more shit with Sly Cooper. The last, outside of Sly 4, Thieves in Time, the only other game that Sly has appeared in is fucking
Astrobot.
Heroes on the Move,
Oh, yeah, that.
which was the PlayStation Move game starring Sly, Bentley, Ratchet, Clank, Jack, and Daxter. And if you're listening and thinking, I don't remember that existing, yeah.
He's an Astrobot, though.
He is an Astrobot. And in fact, you're doing an Astrobot manual in the current archipelago that we're doing, and I found Sly's cane in one of my games. And I was very happy about that. That made me very, very, very happy.
I'm glad.
And I'm playing Sly in that archipelago as well, Sly 1.
I'm really glad that I could do that for you.
It's been fun. I need to replay 2 and 3. I think those are on my list for replaying this year because I have not played Sly 2 all the way through in probably 10 years, and I have not played through Sly 3 5 or 6, maybe 7. It's been a while since I played through all those games, but I adore Sly Cooper. It is for sure my Sonic series. Sly 2, I think, was... Sly 3. So I played Sly 2 first, because I don't remember. I think a TV commercial sold me on it, and then we rented Sly 1, and then we bought Sly 1. Sly 3 is the first game that I ever followed from announcement to launch, like predating Brawl.
Damn. Okay.
Like, that's... Sly Cooper has been a big part of my life for a very long time.
That's kind of insane.
Yeah, I love it. The soundtrack is fine in Sly 1. I don't really have anything I desperately want to highlight. It was done by a man by the name of Ashif Hakik, who did unfortunately pass away about 4 or 5 years ago. And then in Sly 2 onwards, the soundtrack was done by Peter McConnell, who before that was most well known for doing a bunch of LucasArts games, including Grim Fandango, most famously. So, and he is the one that gave Sly the leitmotif that would follow the series for the rest of it, which is the dun 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 dun. Like that. That was Peter McConnell all the way through, and that leitmotif appears in pretty much almost every song in 2, 3, and I think 4 as well. So, yeah, it's fun, and I like Sly Cooper.
I enjoyed it a fair bit.
Please give me another one.
Bad.
I don't care who Okay, I care a little bit who makes it, but give me one, please. For the love of God, I've been waiting. Sly 4 when was Sly 4? Was that like 2012?
Oh God, I have no idea.
Let's find out. Let's find out together. That was 2013. It's been over 10 years, Sony. Please, for the love of God, give me another Sly Cooper. I will give you my firstborn child in exchange. It's not guaranteed I will have a firstborn child, but if I do, it's yours, and the price is a Sly Cooper game.
You okay, bud? Are you okay?
There hasn't been a Sly Cooper game in over 10 years.
I'm aware.
It's been 12 years.
Look, if Black Doom could come back in Sonic, then you're like, there's hope.
Oh God, it's been over 12 years. It was February of 2013. Jesus Christ.
I am so sorry you had to find out that way.
Just give me another one, okay? That's all I want. It doesn't even need to follow Sly 4. It doesn't even need to follow Sly 4. It could be about anything.
Someday you will get... I shouldn't give you hope.
God, the fucking monkey's paw is going to curl, and next year they're going to announce that Naughty Dog is making Sly 5. And it's just an Uncharted game, but Sly Cooper's there. and I'm just gonna curl up and die.
Sorry, bud.
Sony would never do that. I can at least live with the fact that they would never make Naughty Dog make a Sly Cooper game because they'd be too busy remaking The Last of Us Part 2 for the 7th time.
Oh my god.
That's all I have to say about Sly Cooper. I don't really have anything else to do and say or go.
It's a good video game.
People should play this. It's a very underrated, in my opinion, the most underrated of the mascot platformers that the PS2 had.
Yeah, I really liked it. And so, like, because I have the PlayStation Plus Platinum, I, like, tried out, like, basically all of those old platformer games. Like, I tried out a lot of PlayStation classics, like, basically every single one on the service. Sly Cooper was the only one that I finished. I really didn't like any of the others. I think Jak and Daxter kind of sucks.
Because I know Jak and Daxter is more popular than Sly.
I think it sucks.
I think more because of Jak 2 is the one I see most people talk about.
I tried that. I think it also sucks.
And then Ratchet and Clank still gets games, so that helps.
That one isn't on the service somehow, so I actually haven't tried that one.
Like, that series still gets to have new video games. Must be nice. Would be cool if I could experience that.
It's because Insomniac can make them and Spider-Man at the same time.
They sure can. And Sucker Punch can only make one game.
It's actually a little worrying that they can make that and Spider-Man at the same time.
Slightly.
Well,
Spider-Man makes a lot of money, though. Anyways, kids, you know what would make the you know what would... Hey, all right, here's my pitch.
No.
You make Spider-Man, but then you replace Spider-Man with Sly Cooper, and then you give me that game.
That actually seems really doable. Like, imagine, like, the web-swinging mechanics, but with the cane instead.
Somebody... Please mod. Those games are on PC. Mod Sly Cooper over Peter Parker. And then I can squint and pretend that it's a new Sly Cooper game. That's all I got, kids. I don't got anything else.
Yeah, I don't either.
To break kayfabe, I'm just glad we're getting an episode out for fucking April Fool's this year.
Happy Trans Day of Visibility, everyone. That day that we're recording.
Yeah, for you guys, that's yesterday. For us, that's today. That's how linear time works, in case you were wondering.
It is currently 7:36 p.m. on March 31st.
And after we record this, I'm going to go edit it, which is also why this episode's not super long, because I need to edit it, like, now. So, I hope everybody enjoyed Play Sly Cooper. So, let's jump into what our next game is going to be, and that is representing fighter number... Insert whatever number makes you laugh the hardest here. I'll give you time. I'll give you a moment. Okay, cool. For Frog, it's Chrono Trigger. Because obviously, we took a break from doing RPGs this year. After last year we did Super Mario RPG, which went over very well, and so we figured, why not do another one of those big, famous, considered some of the greatest games of all time RPGs, being Chrono Trigger, which is kind of the king of that.
You and I have a little bit of a history with this one together.
A little bit, yeah.
Because this was another episode we did for Second Save File.
Arguably, yes.
Yeah, arguably. Because I didn't finish the game. Because I was going through some shit at the time. And wow, it turns out I never stopped going through shit.
And I did finish the game, but not for Second Save File, because I if I remember correctly, made it to the final boss, and then for some reason stopped playing for upwards of 3 years, and then loaded it back up and finished Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, it's kind of like a great shame of mine that, like, I played a little bit of it and just never really got meaningfully far in it.
So I'm doing Chrono Trigger right now for our Archipelago game that we mentioned earlier. And the unfortunate side effect of me doing the randomizer for Chrono Trigger is that now I just want to fucking play Chrono Trigger.
Well, good news.
Because that game, this game rules. It's really, really good. This might just be the fact that when I finished Chrono Trigger was over 10 years ago now. 2 whole ass apartments ago, 3 homes ago. Jesus Christ. But I don't remember there being any part of this game that felt dated. And I can't say that about a lot of, games from the 90s.
It's one of the most acclaimed video games ever made for a reason. So...
its soundtrack is fucking fantastic. Its writing is fantastic. All of its character designs, of course, legendarily done by Akira Toriyama, which this was a dream project for Square. It's literally referred to as a dream project because, remember, this is before Square and Enix were one company, but this game was done by the creator of Final Fantasy, collaborating with the creator of Dragon Quest, collaborating with Akira Toriyama, and then Uematsu does some of the music, but the rest of it is done by Yasunori Mitsuda, who fucking knocks it out of the goddamn park. And if I remember correctly from my research doing this game for OSC, this was his first project for the fucking company.
That is an unbelievable lineup. And, for a collaboration between the creators of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest before, Square Enix had merged, too.
Yeah.
That's, literally...
insane.
That's literally, Marvel and DC collaborating to make something.
Almost 10 years before that merger happened. Because that merger didn't happen until the PS2 era, remember?
It's kind of unbelievable.
Kingdom Hearts is from before that merger.
Oh my god, I don't think I ever realized that.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy X. So, I've probably told this story before. Square, after the success of 7, Final Fantasy 7, was like, hey, we're going to get into movies now, because everybody really liked our pre-rendered backgrounds and cutscenes for Final Fantasy 7, and we're going to really lean into that. And they made Final Fantasy Spirits Within, and that movie bombed so fucking hard that the merger that was in discussion with Enix at the time almost fell through because Enix saw how hard that movie bombed and was starting to say, hey, maybe not.
Rest in fucking peace.
And then Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy X came out and were smash hits, and those games saved that merger, and that's how we have Square Enix today. Probably the only time where I can look at a merger and think, alright, maybe that one wasn't so bad. I can't name a single other one. And there were probably bad parts about it. I was just too young to keep up with the industry at that point and didn't hear about it. But generally, you don't hear a lot of mergers talked about positively in this fucking industry because they're almost always very bad.
Yup. Actually, how did this one turn out so well? But that's not the point, ultimately.
The point is that Chrono Trigger predates, all of that to an insane degree. And yeah, it's kind of a miracle that this game exists. I fucking love Chrono Trigger so much. It is one of those games where, while I don't think I would include it on my absolute favorite games of all time list, I mean, it's maybe in the top 15, maybe 20. It is one of those games that when I finished it, it was oh, that was that one of the best games ever made. Okay, yeah, I see it. I get it. All right. It's just very good.
Yeah.
And you play as Red Hair Goku before Super Saiyan God. Man, this predates a lot of stuff.
It sure does.
I don't have anything else to say about Chrono Trigger. Just, the game rules. You should play Chrono Trigger if you've never played Chrono Trigger. Just take my word for it. I'm probably going to I'm playing Final Fantasy 13 right now. Again, to break kayfabe. I'm playing Final Fantasy 13 right now. And I might replay Chrono Trigger right after I'm done with that. It's just a very good game. 30th anniversary, baby!
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, actually, Chrono Trigger was the perfect choice for this. It's the 30th anniversary this year.
I'm older than Chrono Trigger?
Yeah, we're both older than Chrono Trigger. How about that, huh?
I don't like that.
Anyways, yeah, that's all I got.
Hell yeah.
Hooray! And with that, I'm Joe.
My name is Melanie.
And we'll see you next time when we're definitely playing Chrono Trigger. I'm going to replay Chrono Trigger eventually. You should play Chrono Trigger. Hey, say, stop. Turn the episode. Hey, turn it back on.
Wait, hold on. We gotta. What's our like pre-show bit?
Ah, shit. See, I can't think of one.
It's gotta be something where we can say that last year we played Mario RPG.
Chrono Trigger. It's an RPG.
Okay.
Highly popular.
Yeah. Okay. For Goku, we're playing it for Goku.
Yeah. We already played a game for Goku.
Shit, we're playing it for Vegeta. I don't know. I don't know. We're playing it for someone. Chrono Trigger, though. It works.